Okay, so now we'll look at the Ohio State offense on the same exact play that we looked at the Nebraska defense. Again, this was the first I saw of a cover zero from Nebraska because it's 3rd and 2. Good call actually on the defense. I like it. Everybody's man. So Ohio State, the first series they did try to just power it a lot of running, and it didn't work. The second series they spread past and it got a touchdown. The third series, which I have in another video, the whole third series, it was power spread. So it was power spread and then power spread. They were mixing it up, hitting the outsides, insides, run, pass. It was a nice drive. And they're continuing that. And in fact, a lot of the game I saw a lot of spreading the ball around to open up the gut, to open up the middle. It's classic power spread 101. It's classic Urban Meyer, and even if he's calling it pro style and that they were lining up and just handing it off up the middle and running people over, and they were going against bare fronts, which they weren't. They were going against 8 in the box. This is the first time there were 8 in the box, which you kind of have, but the one guy right here is actually man-on-man press coverage, safety. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, but then you have the safeties up. So whatever, we'll just say whatever. You could even, if you want to really push it, we'll say 9 in the box, whatever. But for the most part, they had 6 in the box, up until now. So anyway, we weren't doing any of this, and now that they are putting people up in the box on this particular play, you'd think, well, Urban said we're going to just power it up the gut, right? We're going to just smash it in there. We've got to get the running game going. We've got to run against these 9-man fronts and whatever. So, okay, 9 in the box right now, let's say, whatever you want to say. A lot of people up in the gut, up in the box. So we're just going to hand it off right up the gut, right? No read option. By the way, the whole game was read option. It was just Dobbins wasn't running with it, but there wasn't many RPOs. That was true. The run pass option, but Nebraska didn't know that. That's the third drive. There were a lot of like read options where Haskins gave it to Dobbins up the middle, but Haskins took off down the side. Like Haskins would, do the read option, give it to Dobbins, and then take off down here, and guys in the middle here would just pop out to jump on Haskins, not fearing his running as much as his passing. So they didn't know it wasn't a run pass option. So there's all kinds of power spread going on here. There's nothing pro about this. Also, there's no huddle. The whole game's no huddle and some tempo. Again, this is power spread. This isn't pro. Anyway, it's not even pro power spread, which is a whole other thing we'll talk about another day. But anyway, so here we are. I like this play call a lot, but it's not what Urban said. We're going to run it here. And at first I thought it might be an RPO because the right side of the line, these guys right here seem to be doing run blocking, but then they're really not. And what I saw was, unless the running back made a mistake, he wasn't even taking the ball at all. There was no option on this. It was just a pure play action, and actually not a good one. The running back, he did swing his arm or something. Maybe that was his way of doing it, and that could work, I guess. And he was just trying to hurry up and get into the block. A lot of the reason Haskins was missing a lot of passes this day was the man coverage a little bit, but mainly the pressure, and I think he was worried about the pressure more than he needed to be. Again, if you've got a coach saying, we got bear zero and tons of blitzing, Nebraska was aggressive, don't get me wrong, they do press coverage, but it wasn't as bad, I think, as Meyer was making it, and maybe earlier in the year they were doing that, I don't know, but I felt like Haskins was rushing a lot. Unusual, and he's really good with the zone stuff, which we'll see later. I'll show a play with that. But on the man-on-man with blitzing, he seemed to rush a little bit. That's why the pass is rough. In this particular one, there is a blitz, and it gets in the blitz man gets in his face, and it made a little bit of an errant pass. But the receiver maybe should have caught it anyway. But whatever. This was a nice play call. I like it. But let's let it run. Because it's 3rd and 2, they are jamming up the box. So let's do play action. You don't have to do an RPO. Let's just do play action. Whip it out outside. Watch. Boom. Guy's open on the man coverage. But he missed it. And again, you had the guy in Haskins' face that made a little bit of an errant pass. I think that was McLaurin. I think he should have had that anyway, but I don't know. It's debatable. Right there, guy in his face made a little bit of an error. He should have. It was in his hands. That was a nice call. But again, this wasn't. This is power spread stuff. I love it. It's great stuff. RPOs are actually, everybody's all wound up about these RPOs. They aren't power spread. They're more pro power spread. They're a great option for pro teams that don't want to run the quarterback. The beginning of power spread back in the day was a running quarterback. It doesn't have to be, but it was a lot of, it's a lot of misdirection. It's a lot of play action. It's a lot of moving the quarterback even if he doesn't run. And Haskins moves around a lot. He doesn't maybe run, but up the field, but he's moving around and it's confusing the defense. So anyway, that's my take on that.